up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino. First down. Over there, the referee in the middle, Colin Moriarty.
Is this awkward?
No. We'll explain why.
It's only awkward because I gave the first down like an idiot.
It's so loud.
It is really loud. Well, imagine how loud it was though when we were filming this in the park for our video that we're doing. Nick made me do it like 15 times at full blast, and it was like hurting my own ears. There was these guys like sitting around eating lunch near us, and they all just left.
Yeah. It's like they just left.
Did anyone in the park like
you
mistake you for a legitimate referee and was like, "Come over here"?
I don't have a flag, so I don't think
Wait,
I don't.
Oh shoot, sir, who runs the camera? Go get the
I said his
flag.
name like 8
I made
times.
you a flag.
Portillo.
He loves you.
I'm so jealous.
The
He was
dog loves
in
you.
my. Just for the record, he was in my lap for a long time. Thank God.
There's already a lot.
Now
of
he's
time
back.
Back home.
Over here, the
That's
pure one,
home,
Tim
right,
Gettys.
Portillo?
Let Tim host.
And then over here, star of stage and screen, Felicia Day.
Hey, whoa!
I didn't expect it to
Projectile.
See, I made the flag for you.
Uh-oh.
Thank you. This is
dog-
perfect.
Oh, he really wants it.
He really is
Portillo
gonna eat the
thinks
hell out of
anything
that
that comes to this table is his. If it's a cardboard box, it's a bark box. If it's anything that looks like a toy, it's a toy.
He was drinking my latte earlier, so he has very good taste in coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anything that the light touches is his, he thinks. Felicia, thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah,
It's
this
a
is
pleasure
awesome.
having
Yeah,
you.
it's
is
treat,
great.
For
as they
having
say.
me. This is very exciting. This is a nice studio and everything.
You're giving us a lot of credit. Thank you. Very much.
Thank you.
It's a nice spare bedroom.
I called it a studio, okay?
I know.
We're doing our best.
It's only week 2.
Listen, I know all about, like, my whole career is shot out of my garage, so.
Yeah. We're all the up and coming YouTube generation. That's what we do.
garage shooters.
Yeah. If people don't know you, which would be crazy, what's the easy? How do you describe yourself?
Never assume you make an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
Damn.
Boom.
Knowledge
Anybody
drop.
hear that?
Hey, can we get, is there a flag on that
Second
flag?
grade?
Did you coin
Is there a flag
that?
on that flag?
Yes, I invented that. It's so great. I copyrighted it. What did you say?
Who the hell are you?
Oh, yeah.
Run us through the highlights for the audience.
I'm an
for the
actor.
1% that doesn't know
It's
you
fine.
out there.
Yeah, believe me. I'm an actor. I started as an actor in lots of things called, Buffy and all that stuff. And then I started writing a comedy show called The Guild about 7 years ago. And can you believe it's that long ago?
That's
Yes.
crazy.
I try not to think
We're
about it.
old.
Yes, we are. I just turned 35, and I'm like, I might as well. I mean, I don't even know what day it is. It's almost
Where
my
are your
bedtime right
children?
now. I have no children.
You want to talk about
thankfully.
Iris?
I'm right here.
IRAs? How do you call those?
Wait, what?
IRAs? Isn't that a retirement thing we should be looking at?
IRAs?
IRS.
I thought you said Iris.
I thought you said Iris too. I was like,
like Iris West? What do we?
I was like, I'll talk about Iris. Yeah, no, I don't have an IRA. I have like 2 401ks though, if that helps.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, and
None
then
of us have real jobs anymore.
exactly.
And healthcare.
And 3 years ago, I started a company called Geek and Sundry. It's a web series company with YouTube. And then last year, or like 6 months ago, I sold that company to Legendary Entertainment. And now
That's
I
so
work with
cool.
them, and I am producing and developing other bigger projects.
So are you in house with them? Are you like?
Yes,
That's
we are
cool.
in-house, which is cool. They also have Nerdist and a couple other smaller web series company, and we're all like under one hat. And they're building out like the whole thing, how it's going to happen. And it's just really cool to work with people who make stuff that I really admire and be able to, keep doing the YouTube stuff and then hopefully be able to do more bigger stuff like TV and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's awesome.
I'm happy for now. Knock on all the woods. Why?
He's-
Why did you leave me?
I've had him for 10 years, Felicia. He has to come back sometimes and pay the piper. He
So much
pays me
better.
in cuddles.
Show daddy some
My
sugar.
lap smells so much better.
It's true. Your lap smells like. Well, we won't go there.
Dookie.
Oh. No, see, yesterday... Okay, so here's the thing. Nick and Colin. You've been talking about what's Colin's wearing. Dog's dying. You've been talking about what's Colin's wearing.
Oh, we actually want to call this out. We
You
want to talk
blew
about
the
it.
whistle into the microphone. If you are an MP3 listener on the Bandcamp or whatever, just the podcast on iTunes, you have no idea what the hell's happening.
So Colin Moriarty right now is wearing, for those of you who are just listening to this, a referee costume. I would say almost 90% canon referee costume.
yeah, definitely
We
canon.
nailed it.
He looks like an NFL referee.
That hat looks like it cost 99 cents.
It cost
It was
$2.
$2.99.
$2.99.
Oh.
From I can't.
From Easy Money.
That hat was the hardest
Shout
thing to
out
get.
to Easy Money.
Hardest thing to get, that hat. Because it's very hard to find a nondescript white hat with no logo on it. Try that. And we found it at the corner store that was 2 blocks away.
So really hard.
Not hard at all. Not hard.
All
Although
we
I
had
had
to do was walk out of the house.
I had to. The nice lady over there, I think her name is Ramada. She was a nice
Not
Russian.
her name.
Ramada.
Oh my
think
God,
it
is their
was-
sister Hilton?
I think it's Sheridan actually.
Heir to the Ramada fortune.
But I'm like, she had a black hat, and I'm like, oh, I think the referees wear a white hat. And who are the ones that wear black hats?
It's like all the other officials.
Officials,
The
but not
evil
the
ones.
not the
The evil
ones that
referees.
not the ones that
Evil
actually.
referees.
call
Alternate
it.
universe referees. They
Bizarro.
invert their stripes too.
So I'm like, do you have any of these white hats? And she goes, let me make a call. Takes out a like 1987 card holder that like creaked as she opened it, and you know like the
a Rolodex.
Those
are called Rolodexes.
Was it a Rolodex? Is that what it was?
I don't know. It's the
No. This was legitimately like
it was like a
it
book
looked like
of business cards.
A book of business cards that had little plastic sleeves in them that were so old that they were yellow.
Yeah.
And she takes out a card and like dials
the
up on
hat
her
guy.
rotary phone, and this is the hat guy. He'll bring a white one for you tomorrow, and sure as shit. First time.
There-
Meanwhile,
got it.
still
We
waiting
nailed
on the delivery of the referee costume from Amazon.
Right, still waiting on that, and we have 4 hot dog costumes that are, I think,
So you
still
know where to
being
go
delivered.
every single time you have a need. You go to that
Easy
Rolodex.
money.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
definitely.
she then gave him a business card
Yeah.
that said, "If we don't have it, you don't need it."
Yeah, that's what it says on the top of their
awning, the
I go
awning.
there all. I've spent thousands of dollars at Easy Money over the last 5 years. It's like no doubt about it. It's just on booze.
Have you ever read? There's a book called Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore or something like that. It's set in San Francisco, and it's a guy who I think used to work for Google, but he wrote this book a couple years ago. And it's one of the best books ever, and it's about like this weird hidden bookstore in the middle of San Francisco that has all these tomes that have secrets in them, basically the secret of life.
Interesting.
And it's one of my favorite books of the last several years, and it reminded me of that because you go in and it's like the secret world you go in. Ooh.
This is not quite that romantic.
Not that awesome.
No. This is
Okay.
more like a secret world if most of it were just beef jerky.
And
It's a
Russian
different
candies.
And Russian candies. And actually very cheap alcohol. They actually have really
Yeah,
good price on bourbons.
you're kind of shit talking it, but at the same
No,
time,
I'm not
Easy Money
shit-talking at
saved
all.
me many a dollar on bourbon.
You're a really big bourbon. I walk in
Nick.
here, and not to disclose like the rest of your abode, but you have quite a lot of bourbon.
Yeah, a lot of bourbon. Yeah,
My
it's like
brother
like 25
is
bottles.
really into bourbon and whiskey, and whenever we stream on Twitch, he basically have to shut him up because he's talking about what he. I can't even remember the things that he talks about, but there are a lot about whiskey. How did you get into it?
I was diagnosed falsely with celiac disease like 4 years ago. And then I went on for like 2 years before getting it double checked and realizing they were wrong. At that point, I'd already given up beer because I thought I had to, and so I went to bourbon because, with the exception of Makers and a few others, it's not weeded. And then I just fell in love with it that way. Yeah. So it was actually kind of serendipitous that I was false diagnosed with celiac, even though it ruined the rest of my life for like 2 years.
Kismet.
Well, you got skinny, maybe.
No. Well, I was skinny at the time, and then I blew it back up.
Oh, blew it up, okay.
Look like I'm
Thanks,
the
doctors.
opposite.
a little pregnant. It's all right.
You got who pregnant?
I look like I'm pregnant.
Everyone.
Oh God, I was about to say.
No, didn't get anyone pregnant. Hope not. Not that I know
You
of.
don't know?
Be safe on that one.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you.
Not that there's anything wrong with getting
Not
pregnant.
like there's anything wrong with getting someone pregnant. I
mean,
the circle of life, I guess.
You do want to. I mean, it's like the Pillsbury Doughboy. You could be giving birth to that.
Yeah,
because you aren't having the wheat.
No, I'm not. But now, so I went back and I got it all tested. And then the first thing I did when they were like, "Oh, we were wrong." Well, first I was really mad at the doctor and got really mad at him. I was on the phone, and then I went and ate a cheeseburger. So
Yeah, you did. Which really just kind of hurt you at the end.
yeah, well, it is what it is.
The doctor didn't give a shit what you were putting in your mouth after you left.
The only
the
ironic
office.
thing about it was that at that 2-year point, I was actually starting to become accustomed to not eating gluten. Like I was actually still eating gluten like all the time, as Greg could attest. But I'd feel really guilty about it, and then I'd go like a week or two.
I was gonna
without
say
eating
he'd
it.
go on these giant gluten purges where it's only eating the gluten-free pizza and only doing this, and then all of a sudden he'd be like, "Let's get a freaking Chicago-style pie." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, that's not
If
gluten-free."
you really had celiac, you'd really be paying for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've had. I mean, everyone that listens to the show knows at this point, but I have serious like colon and stomach issues, and so they just assumed that that's what it was at some point, and they were wrong.
We can talk about health issues. I have so many of them, and I went to. Okay, anyway, it's boring. It's
No,
boring.
it's good.
like
It's
we should
good.
wait
This is
30
the whole-
years and go to the
educate the
cafeteria and then
people.
talk like, "Oh, I have a thyroid disorder." You know what you do for the thyroid disorder and the acid reflux?
Yeah, when I get my hip replacement, that's when I know I'm going all the way down.
Can I film that when you get the hip?
Yeah,
replacement?
absolutely. You can film whatever you want.
I wanted to film your
our
colonoscopy,
our
but-
lives depend on it.
So to turn us a little bit
Back
back
to
on
the ad blitz
track,
contest.
What?
the
We're not on
reason
Wednesday?
he's dressed as a referee is.
Colin's dress referee is because we are taking part in the Ad Blitz contest on YouTube. So if you go to youtube.com/Ad Blitz, our spot is live right now as of the posting of this.
Commercial, yeah. Veronica
yes.
Belmont stars in it. Portillo
Veronica
stars
Belmont
in it.
is in it. And
Flag.
There's no penalty.
oh, okay.
There's no penalty.
I
on
thought I
the
said something
flag.
wrong. So yeah, please go to youtube.com/Ad Blitz and find our spot and vote for it. And if you hated it, let Greg know.
Please do. It was my idea.
Was it your idea?
Yeah.
So
That's what I think.
okay.
I started with the kernel.
started the ball.
I started
There's
writing
not,
a paragraph.
there's not going to be one thing on YouTube that's negative about your spot. Okay.
Thank
Not
you.
one. Probably.
I'm sure
not.
there's not
I'm-
one.
I'm-
Well,
negative
you are
on
like
that.
YouTube, like the president of YouTube. So I'm sure you can make that happen.
No. I'm like
You're like
the
royalty.
jester that you kick on the way in and out of
I
YouTube.
don't know about that. You're like, I was gonna say the Kim Kardashian of YouTube, but I don't know
That's
if that's
really
a compliment.
insulting. That's
I don't know if
really
that's a
insulting.
compliment at all.
Boo!
No.
I'm not really a YouTube star. I mean, I'm not like Grace Help. You know, there's
No, you're
stars.
everything. You're like everywhere.
I'm a little bit everywhere, which is good and bad.
You came in superstardom already, and then you did the Geek and Sundry, which became this big thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's the way.
It was kind of reverse.
Yeah.
I'll never. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
We did the same thing. We're like, hey, we're really cool video game people on IGN. They're like, fuck IGN. We're big on YouTube now.
Yeah, but that's good. You guys have like a
We didn't really
focus.
say fuck IGN.
No, really? You didn't
No, we
say
didn't.
that?
We left on very good terms. We love IGN.
Shout out to IGN.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What? It was a joke. They know. How many videos do we put up
How many
talking about how
bridges
much
do we
love?
have to burn
There's
this week,
nothing
Craig?
burned.
How many bridges are you gonna firebomb for
As
us?
many as I need
Pretty
to be
soon
number one on
it's
Ad
just
Blitz.
gonna be these guys are gonna go,
YouTube.com/AdBlitz.
and it's just gonna be me and you left.
Yeah.
You're gonna be left with just me.
That's fine. That'll be a cool Superman and movie Taco Bell talk show we do.
That would be dope, actually.
All right. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this talk show is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, you can get the shows early by going over to patreon.com/kindafunny and subscribing so you can get them each and every Friday. If you don't want to give us any money, that's totally cool. We break it out topic by topic, day by day over on youtube.com/kindafunny before the whole thing posts for free on YouTube and iTunes.
Yay.
Which has been running smoothly. Congratulations.
So smooth.
Tim.
Thank
we had
you.
so many
Thank
we had
you.
so many problems.
So many
getting this
bumps
going.
and stuff, but they're all filled out now. So you should go review.
The bumps have
5
filled out.
stars. The bumps are filled.
All right.
What was
Filled
the bump?
bumps.
There were bumps with iTunes?
Yeah, just like because we launched a new podcast recently, and so we had to get it approved, and then we had to get them folded together, and then all that. It's a whole rigmarole.
I
rigmarole.
know.
It's a rigmarole.
But we're good now. So give us them 5 stars, 4 stars if you're mean.
Rate it.
What was that? What was that lean in you just said? The 4 stars if you're mean.
Yeah, no,
That's how the pure one does it.
When
Yeah.
you
Four
lean
star
forward
shuffle.
like that, it was like the birds, the whole pigeons. All the pigeons on your shirt
They
just
just
like
fly?
went toward my face, and I
flock.
almost screamed inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one by your top button looks like it was flexing.
Oh, he is. He's flexing. He's ready to.
Tim, we've never talked about your close call with this pigeon shirt. Of course, he introduced this to YouTube. He was the first man to go to Target and find this shirt and wear it. On
No
the
one
show.
else.
And
I mean,
then,
has anybody made a freaking comment?
Oh my God.
I mean, I was
Whoa,
kind of
Holy
like
shit.
throwing it out, but
I
like
see
this.
that.
This is good.
I don't know about this pigeon shirt, but like
These are good together. There's no beef here. There is beef if it was the same shirt though.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple people.
Miranda sings.
Yeah,
is the
Miranda
biggest
sings.
one.
Jimmy Wong.
Oh, Jimmy Wong.
they all know the shirt.
They have the
Wong.
shirt.
Did they copy you, or is it just
I'm
independent?
going to assume they copied me. Like that is the only true.
We know that Jimmy Wong's a fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's a friend of the show. He probably did really copy you.
Yeah,
And then Miranda Sings copied him.
yeah, because she's a fan too. I'm
Yeah.
going to assume.
Well, no, I'm saying she copied.
Someone said something about assumptions. I don't remember what it was though.
It was
But
something
don't
if
you
you
have-
assume stuff, everything's awesome.
Why don't
If
you
you
have cocks
assume
all over your
things.
shirt?
I have cocks everywhere else.
Okay.
He actually has.
I usually like them around here. Sorry, MP3 listener, come watch the YouTube video.
Yeah, you're missing out
find
on
out where
Felicia
Greg Miller
Day's
likes
shirt.
cocks.
Yeah.
My shirt has parrots all over
It
it.
has
Just
parrots
to be
all over it.
clear
They're
for the
amazing.
people who are orally asphyxiated to this.
Wow.
Orally asphyxiated.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to tone down that smart talk a little bit.
Orally.
Okay.
Orally. That's earwise.
Fun word to say.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No,
I forget what's the story. You are super smart. That was another thing.
Yeah, you're insanely
I mean,
smart.
we're all smart.
Yeah, no,
No,
you're
no.
number- You're like number smart. Something. I remember the first.
I have a math degree.
The first video I ever saw of you was you, Christine, the girlfriend you met earlier. My girlfriend, not just some
Yeah.
girlfriend. She introduced me to you a while back, a long time ago. It was the video where you took like a competitive SAT or
Oh
something. against
no,
somebody.
no. Okay, first of all, that did not show off my brain skills because
You still
I did
won.
that. I did beat it. Okay, yeah, that was okay. I did a Kev Jumba. Do you know him?
Oh yeah.
So he is a friend of mine,
OG.
and he did an episode of my show that I was doing, a weekly show that I did, which I could not do anymore because it was too much work by myself. But it was called The Flog, and where I would just go and do a wacky thing every week. And then I was like, okay, so you come on my show and we'll do something. We did ballroom dancing, and then I'll go on your show, and I have this idea for this SAT thing that fits your show better. So I was like, sure, let's go take an SAT. And that was an idea.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing right now. I would rather be doing than this show is taking the SATs.
Do you remember taking
Yeah, they were I had to take them twice.
6 hour? Oh, twice?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you fail the first one?
No, we don't fail the SATs. You just get a
What'd
lower
you get,
score.
1100?
No, I
900?
think I took them twice. I think the first time, man, I'm not.
This is
when it was
I'm not a
1600s.
men's.
We
I'm
all,
not men's
by
of
the
any.
way-
any chance.
we all, by the way, took the SAT when it was still 1600. Was this?
Yeah,
What is it
that
now?
was it.
It's 2400 now.
It's
I think.
2400
Oh, okay.
When I did it,
now.
it was
There's a
2400.
whole essay component. Literally, it's a completely different test,
Yeah,
which I did not go going in.
Interesting.
I would have murdered it if that writing component was still there.
I took the first time I took it. I think I got a 10 something, and I was like, "This is deplorable. I'm better than this." No, I'm like, I'm gonna study my ass off. I'm actually gonna take prep courses. I'm gonna do all these things. I did none of that. I went straight back into the test, and I got 1250.
There you go.
No further prep work, and I was like, I'm not doing this shit.
That's
Clear
pretty
the
good.
mechanism.
1250 is not
No,
bad, right?
it was good enough to get me into a decent UC. So I was like, well, I was going for film anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
eventually, like, it was a waste of time.
Well, I decided it was a really good, activity to go and take a SAT cold after not having been in school for over a decade, and that wasn't a good idea. So I'm in there, and I'm literally in there with a bunch of 17-year-olds who.
I'm familiar.
Yeah. We were in a SAT prep thing, and they were literally giving us a trial SAT, and I'm sitting there at 7:30 in Pasadena. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? And then when I look at the test, it's completely different from the old SAT. Like they're all
Still multiple choice. And all
it's
that
still
jazz?
multiple choice, but all the categories are pretty much different. So I had to literally learn. I had to learn how the test went while I was taking the test. So,
Interesting.
having a math degree, that did not do me any good 10 years after ever using math again.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So it turned out that I nailed the essay and the English part. I almost got perfect scores in those, but I really boned the math, which was really embarrassing. And my mom called me up and was like, I'm so disappointed. You have a math degree. I'm like, I have not done math. No, I haven't done
I have
algebra.
iPhones now. What?
Basic algebra you do not do after you graduate, okay?
Right.
I'm
Solve for
sorry.
X. Get out of here.
You really don't.
Yeah, so Kev beat me a lot in that because he's 21 and he recently
He just took
remembers.
it, right.
Exactly, but I still did beat him, to be honest with you.
What was the final score?
I got like a 12 something. I mean, it was not good. Or the essay, I got almost a perfect score.
Okay.
And then I got near perfect on the English, and I did horrible on the math. And he did really well on the math and failed everything else. So I still eked out over him.
Okay,
but
good.
I pity any child or teen or young adult who has to go through that.
We've
And
said it multiple times. Don't go to school anymore. Quit school. Don't go to college. Have we said this?
Yeah, you fall back on the YouTube and the Patreon.
Just go straight up to
Just go.
YouTube.
don't do that.
You know what?
do
Actually,
that.
what you can rely really on is just tweeting. Just tweet constantly. It'll all work out.
You think
That's Tim's
Instagram
strategy.
Michelangelo?
pictures.
You think
Still a lot of
Michelangelo
them.
learned how to turn sand into marble in school? No, I did it out in the streets.
I'm pretty
of
sure
art
that's a
school.
physical impossibility.
Did you read his biography or are you just
Streets
making
of
that
Art
up?
Just making it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's what I do around here.
Yeah.
Streets of art school is what just wanted to let you know that you said that.
True story. The night before my ACT, I stayed up till 3 a.m. playing Ocarina of Time for the first time. So there you go.
That's one you can't put down.
No, yeah, it was fantastic. I
Did
had
you
to
do well on your ICT?
Yeah, I don't know. I did well enough. I went to Mizzou, so it all worked out.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly. Best journalism school. Felicia, we've been talking a long time, but usually the guest goes first, so you get to go first. What's the topic you've brought to this game over?
I mean, I didn't really. You guys have some really smarty topics, and I didn't really come prepared. But I do want to. I thought I'd maybe talk about all of our the way that we travel, because I love traveling, and I'm here traveling. I did a convention, and I also
What convention's happening right now?
it's a supernatural convention.
Okay.
So Supernatural has its own conventions, which is kind of
This
unique.
makes more sense now.
Yeah, it's kind of unique. There's a few other shows that have
Wait,
that.
Supernatural, the show,
Yeah.
has
The
its own
show,
convention.
they have their own conventions.
okay.
That,
I got roped into a Todd Stashwick chain today with Eccles, and it was going on. I'm like, why
What?
is everybody talking about Supernatural today?
Why is that?
Because I follow Todd Stashwick, and then I'm a big Smallville fan.
Yeah.
So when you start, I got to remind everybody, he's Jason Teague. I don't know
Yeah.
what this Supernatural business is. He's Lana's boyfriend, Jason Teague, and I'll be damned if he's remembered as anything else.
Well, no, he's I would say that.
Yeah, no, Supernatural's
Yeah,
did like a
it's-
season.
That's
Jason
it has
Teague.
an amazing fan base, like a huge,
Oh, yeah.
huge fan base, and I guess that's it works. So I'm here doing that, and just going to San Francisco. I haven't been here a while, but it's like the minute I hit a city, and I don't know, I thought it was interesting. Like, how do you find the best of a city? Like, how do you guys travel best? Because I do bake. Okay, so this is I look it up. I find the best coffee, then I find the best bakery, then I find the best cocktails, then I look and see one arty thing. That's how.
When do burritos come into this?
No burritos.
No burritos.
Well, if you're traveling, you do not want to fart on the plane. You do not want to have all that gas in you,
Great point.
right?
Especially if you're
yeah, but burritos overrule.
internet superstar,
Exactly.
like we all are.
That. Yeah.
Now.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want people knowing that. You don't want people taking pictures of you. doing that
Farting?
Stuff. Yeah.
Yes, you don't
How
want
are they
photos.
gonna know?
How are they gonna know
how's
if
the
you're
picture? Yeah, how's
I
the picture
very-
gonna caption,
Caption,
guys?
I fart
when
deliberately. I'm like,
You see the drape kick up over here. They're like, whoa, we got it. It's like a ghost back there.
You okay?
I'm great. Don't worry,
I'm the
I'll
complete
get you.
opposite of you when I travel. When I go to places, I like to look for the nearest Starbucks. That's my comfort area. Once I know that's there, I will get a little bit more adventurous and I will venture out to other places. But I just need to know that there is something that is consistent in my life at all times, and that is Starbucks.
This is true, though. There's been so many times I've been with him, and then the first thing we do is try to find a Starbucks.
Like, we'll be in Seattle for PAX or something, and I'm like, I gotta find a Starbucks.
What?
I don't know why.
What? Do you not like are you okay? Do you consider yourself an Epicurean?
No.
Okay,
I
well,
do,
there
definitely.
you go. So you're like,
You don't know what
I
that
have
word means.
no idea what that means.
oh my god.
But I consider myself one.
Like you feel like I consider every meal. This should be my last meal. If I'm gonna have the calories, then I want them to be excellent calories.
Okay.
Right.
Or I won't eat.
They have to be epic.
Probably an eating disorder.
Is that where epic comes from?
Epicurean? I don't know.
I'm gonna assume yes.
Kev, can we look at that? Can we get a ruling on that?
Kev, don't worry about it. No, he's saying
No
no. That's not
ruling.
where he comes
No
from.
ruling.
Colin, can we get a
No,
flag on that play?
you're in the wrong.
I don't have
You're
a
in the
flag.
wrong house, especially with these two to pitch this around. Because every drive home when we're coming to do the show is always they always want to go to Taco Bell or they want to stop at the Burger King. And not even the Burger King, Felicia, the Burger King that is attached to the gas station.
No.
Which is attached
No.
to a Starbucks.
You are too old for this.
I know.
Your
I'm
colon
way
is
too old.
just a cesspool of tumors right
It's
now.
disgusting.
Your
I don't-
prostate is throbbing in fear, full of bile.
I've never thought of my
Ready to
prostate as something that can throb, but I guess it does. Yeah, I don't sleep well at night most of the time.
Well, you
I
should
have heart
stop eating so much
palpitations.
salt.
Yeah.
Really,
I
you should
love
talk to
salt.
this
I'm
guy. He
Italian
knows.
though.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh no,
all
he's
about that.
Italian. He knows salt. He loves salt.
Oh,
we put salt on
I
everything.
eat worse than anyone at this table. I think.
Oh, okay. I thought you were my ally in dietary restrictions.
Oh no, definitely not.
If you're an ally, it's Greg.
Yeah, Greg's the one
that?
Greg's the quitter.
Yeah.
of Team
I'm
Fat.
not. I'm still fat.
Greg
I don't
likes
know.
to-
Good. You look
Thank
good.
you. Oh, I
Look
know.
at this.
Whoa,
You
whoa,
got-
whoa. You see, there's a jiggle though. Let's not lie. There's
a little.
There's an ARV
Yeah, but
cup
it's not
happening
as
there.
much as
But
me.
but it's not fat that's jiggling, Greg. It's just the excess skin from when he used to be fat.
No, that is. Oof, you are making me mad.
Yeah, we gotta have
Wow.
that
He
cut
does
out.
this all the time. He's been trying to take the
Ouch.
presidency of Team Fat from me, and I won't allow it. Like it's not true.
You just need a BMI index. You get one of those
There you
like
go.
big
That's a good one.
tweezers, and you
Yeah.
go burp,
Big tweezers.
burp, burp.
You're doing a pretty good job already. I don't know, you can just
That's
burp
what's
him,
funny
I
is,
guess,
like,
and then we'll know
I had
who's who.
a BMI test the first time I signed up for 24-hour fitness, and that's exactly what it sounded like.
Right? It does.
Man, a lot of people are
Like,
squeezing
why are
me
you
to this.
making that noise?
Greg's losing his
back
spare
fat.
tire.
I
have
enjoy
that now.
good food though, like you. That's the point. When they go to the Burger King, I stop.
No, but for real, like if you were in Thailand tomorrow and you're like, I'm on an exotic vacation, you would literally go because I was in Thailand in Bangkok and I'm like, what asshole would go to the Burger King here?
So
Oh, I would.
That's the asshole.
I probably would. Here's the deal though. My wife, on the other hand, when she travels, is like you. She buys the book. I forget what the books are called, but they're like the travel books.
yeah.
She will
Yeah.
look it up. She will talk to all of her friends. She will not plan out every aspect of it, but she will have options
She'll
for every
have
time I want to do
knowledge.
things. Right.
Knowledge.
And so we actually did go to Thailand for my honeymoon, which was amazing. And I
amazing,
knew
right?
nothing. It was a completely new experience for me. I didn't see a Starbucks. I was okay with it after day 3. And I did end up going to a mega mall though, and that was fucking amazing.
The mega malls, they're insane.
They're insane.
You guys don't even know a mall. People are like, the shopping's crazy in Thailand. I'm like, I'm from LA. I know
Yeah.
shopping. You do not understand how it's like Blade Runner compressed into like an endless FPS of shopping.
That is spot
specifically
on.
for iPhone covers. Like that's literally what Bangkok.
Like there's a floor for iPhone, like just iPhone coverage,
No,
and then the next
yeah.
floor is Maseratis, and you're like, what is happening in this mall?
and literally, you're like, I don't know how far up it goes. I might never escape.
Yeah, but I was fine with that. I think we spent a whole day in one of those malls, and we saw a movie, which was cool.
Oh, you
'Cause
saw
I
a movie
like-
there?
Yeah, that's actually one of the other things I started liking to do was when I was in a foreign country seeing a movie there.
Are the experiences different there? Because I've actually never done
Very
that.
different, very different. In Thailand, they make you stand and they sing the national anthem, like
Well, in Thailand, there's pictures of the king everywhere,
Yes.
which is like, that's cool, except then you start thinking, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
Yeah.
So they did that. I ended up the only movies that kind of fit with our time frame was I think it was either a Twilight movie or Red Dawn, and my wife's like, I'm not seeing
Nice.
Twilight. So we went and saw the remake of Red Dawn
Hell yeah.
in Thailand, and it was laughable how the audiences there, they were literally laughing. They were like, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, I've never been embarrassed to be an American before. Because God
Red
damn it,
Dawn.
we're American, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can't. I'm almost embarrassed that our country exported this and let other people who don't know that they
that-
don't get the tone of it, like watch it.
That Keanu Reeves movie, did you laugh in that?
Which
what was
Keanu
the latest
Wicker
one?
Man?
No,
John Wick.
John Wick.
John
Oh,
Wick.
John Wick.
Yeah.
Did you laugh in that? Because I laughed out loud
I
in
did
that several times.
At a certain point, like
But I
these
still
guys all
loved
went
it.
and saw it and said it was. I liked it too,
Yeah.
but everyone was like, "Oh, it's amazing! You're gonna love it." And by about the 300th time you shoot someone in the temple, I was like, "This is ridiculous. I can't get into it." I was getting tired.
Yeah, I was tired. I was like, so many people now have to apply for disability or something.
Or they're dead.
I mean, they're dead. Yeah.
The old
Someone's gotta
temple
mop that up.
disability.
Yeah.
If I've seen it once, I've seen it 1,000 times.
Guys, my temple's not working.
Colin, you were one who always got shit for when you'd go to Germany or Japan, you'd find a Burger King or McDonald's. Or
Yeah, I
something.
mean, this was the thing was that I don't have time for shenanigans when I'm overseas. See, I'm there to work, right? So you go to England or you go to Germany, Japan, whatever.
You're working when you go?
Well, I used to be senior editor at IGN, so
Oh, so you have to
I have
go
to like
for-
work the conventions and
okay.
stuff like that. Now we can just travel like men of leisure, and that's fantastic.
Just in a carriage with an ascot?
Yeah, exactly. I've never been overseas not for work, like ever. I've been overseas many times now, but like never not for work. And people in Cologne especially would make fun of me because I'd go to Cologne, we'd go to Frankfurt, and then you come to Cologne, and you know the dome's right there, and you know you're staying in your hotel and you're going back and forth between the convention center and in the train station. If you guys can picture, if you've been there, there's a train station with all
know
of these,
exactly what you're talking
and there's a Pizza Hut there.
Yes, there is.
And I would just go to the Pizza Hut over and over and over again when I'm in Germany.
You don't have celiac, you have Pizza Hut poisoning.
That's probably what threw off my test. To the point where, like, towards the end of like one of my trips there, they were like basically like laughing at me when I would like people that work there like go there. I'm like, just give me the goddamn pizza so I can get the hell out of here. I don't have time to search your fucking
You have
restaurants.
one sausage the whole
Oh
time?
no, I did. Like when you get there, you have
gotta have a
you have
pretzel,
your
you
meal,
gotta
whatever.
have a
sausage.
But literally, there is a time crunch when you're in these things, but in Japan, I'm a little more crazy. I'm a little crazier with it because I like Japanese food as long as we don't have to play is there seafood.
Well,
Game,
that's what I was gonna say.
which is a fun game, but not fun when you have to eat.
I love that game. We used to, with my first year, we went to Tokyo Game Show.
I've never been to Japan.
What?
You would love it.
Someone hire me to go to Japan for something non-sexual.
For the love of God.
Please.
Well, that just cut me off the knees there. I was gonna tell him.
Done.
To do it, but
Oh, wait.
We have a...
if there can't be sexual favors, but no, when you go to Tokyo, we couldn't read any of the descriptions of any of these, and they have these amazing bakeries. Like you go to the train stations in Europe and in Tokyo, and actually everywhere else other than the United States. Well, I guess San Francisco kind of. They have these big train stations where they have amazing like bakeries and you know in Tokyo they've got like soba shops and sushi shops and all that stuff. But we didn't know any of this stuff, and so we would go to get morning pastries and would always play the game, which was, is there fish in it? And one person would always lose, and they would lose hilariously. Like it's not just a little dollop of salmon; it would be like cod.
Inside something that looks like a sweet croissant.
Inside the banana nut muffin.
It was disgusting. But eventually, yeah, I mean that's the crazy part about Tokyo is that even if you go to McDonald's, it's actually worth it to go to a McDonald's in Tokyo just to see the difference.
What's different?
In, like,
I mean, that's why
efficiency.
I like McDonald's, because everywhere has something slightly different. Like in Hawaii, they have like the pineapples and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to know what's up.
It's just-
I want to know what's different
In
about
Maine,
your
they
number
have the
one.
lobster roll at McDonald's.
Do they really?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
fascinating.
okay.
Yeah,
They did
Texas has a bunch of
Chicago did
different
brats
stuff.
for a while.
What was that's where they had that was McDonald's in Tokyo where Altano ate that like black bun.
That was Burger King.
Right?
Burger
That was
King had the
Burger
black
King.
burger.
Yeah, I was there. I was the only one that I refused to eat it because everyone's like, "Oh, just try it." I'm like, "No, you guys are gonna have lots of regrets when you have this burger. Like, I guarantee you." And I was sitting there like, there's footage of it too, and they never use it. I'm just like with a shit-eating grin on my face, just eating a Whopper and watching them like choke down this squid ink fucking black cheeseburger. I was like, "You guys fucked up."
Oh, that bun.
Yeah.
That bun. I saw pictures of that bun. That is disgusting.
It was gross. Like,
No
they
light
were-
can escape its surface.
A few of the guys, I think like Malkowitz and a few other guys were like, "I can't eat this."
Yeah.
Like I was like, "Well, I'm enjoying my Whopper. We could have went to like Mossburger too or something if you really wanted to, but you wanted to come here, and here we are. We were in Akihabara too. You know, and there's good. You know, there's
Oh,
decent
yeah.
food. I think 2 hours later we all went and got sushi or something like that.
But I think there's I mean, as far as travel, you got to make that distinction. Are you going for work or are you going for leisure?
Well, that's the thing. For 3 or 4 years straight, all I did was travel. Like with the guild, basically the guild was built on going to conventions and meeting people in person, selling DVDs. That supported us for so long. And then when Geek and Sundry started, I had to go and, you know, educate everybody about my new company, introduce the new stuff. So I would travel, 2 or 3 times a month I would be on the road. And I never went anywhere cool. And people would invite me to places like, hey, come tour, the Magic the Gathering headquarters. Or, hey, come to Lucas and tour the archives. And people would offer me the coolest things that I never would take them up on it. And then I just turned around and I'm like, what am I doing? I have all these great opportunities, but I'm never taking time for myself. So my new resolution this year was to, no matter what, no matter where I go, go do something, see anybody I know in the city, and do one thing that's really fun.
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
That's
I
really
mean,
smart.
partially why I'm here is because I'm just like, hey, I'm taking
Man,
an
you
extra
fucked
day.
up your one.
Yeah.
I want to see him do one cool
Something
thing.
Cool.
You guys,
crap.
Stuck
I
here with
pet
us
your,
in a
I pet your
second.
dog a lot. I mean,
That's
that's
true.
kind of like the funnest part.
I think that's a really good mantra to have. I'm going to start adopting that.
Yeah, just one extra day.
Just one extra day because we were invited to go to RTX, which is the Rooster Teeth Expo.
Oh, Austin, that's my
And
hometown.
Is it
really?
really?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's amazing. I've been there twice. Fortunate enough to be there twice. And at RTX, we actually went. I took my wife. We stayed the extra day, and it was so worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, just even for wandering around and there's like what's the hot dog place, like Frank Hot Dogs or something
Frank's.
like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Frank's.
Frank's.
Oh my God, just
Yeah.
finding that place and you're like, well, this is amazing. And there's a Starbucks on every other block,
Yeah,
so it's fun.
there is. They're all over.
There are
there's
excellent
everywhere.
coffee alternatives to Starbucks as well in Austin.
So it's got everything.
So
you want.
now, so for San Francisco on your list of things, where did you go for best cocktail?
For cocktail, I did not get a cocktail this time. I can't remember the last time. I was here last time, and I did get some crazy. I only drink rum because it's the only thing that doesn't give me a hangover.
Really?
Interesting.
That's a great rum bar. We were just there a few weeks ago. What was
Let's
it?
go next time I'm here.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was
What-
the,
what-
uh,
It's the one right. It's
the place that looks like Disneyland, the Pirates of the Caribbean bar.
Pirate place? Pirates
it's gonna
Cove?
drive me crazy.
Smuggler's
Congo
Cove.
room.
Smuggler's
I
Cove.
want to go so bad.
Yeah,
Smuggler's Cove. Smuggler's Cove's right. Yeah, Smuggler's
So
Cove.
this
Yeah, no, yeah,
place
that's a rum bar. It's
Looks
awesome.
like it looks like the hull, like the inside of an old smuggler.
Can I
ship.
go?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
it's
my
like-
God, we have to go next
We've
time.
been really blessed to be good friends with a guy named Eric Castro who helped open Rick House in the city, which is like considered the best cocktail bar in San Francisco, and he worked at Bourbon and Branch, which is another great place, and he owns a place in San Diego and a place in New York City, and he just knows he's the mayor of the
cocktail.
cocktail
Drinking.
world.
Yeah.
Like of just drinking. He's just a mayor. Like literally. He's so funny and he's so cool and he's so gregarious and humble and stuff like that, but he knows everybody. The story I was telling these guys the other day was I was at a place in the Mission, which people should go check out.
That's
called-
where that was my trip this year. This time. I
It's
just
a-
had
the
2
Mission's-
hours and I went to the Mission.
The Mission's awesome. It's really eclectic,
Yeah.
and there's a place called ABV, which is like a really good bar, high-end cocktails, good food. And I just tweeted out, I'm like, I'm at ABV, enjoying myself, took a picture of the food, whatever, with my girlfriend. 10 minutes later, the owner, who I had met before at Eric's wedding, comes up and he's like, shots from Eric Castro. And I was like, what? He's like, you saw your tweet. He's like,
Oh
and
my
he's
God,
like,
that's
he just like, so he
amazing.
just like knows everybody.
Yeah, he
That's
really
awesome.
does.
You know?
It's very impressive and intimidating a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
he's a great guy.
I want to go there next time.
Absolutely.
So this time I only have one. I mean, I'm here and I have to leave tonight, or it would have been my cocktail hour, but I have to fly out tonight for something for tomorrow. But today I went to the Mission and I found this amazing coffee, Ritual Coffee. I went to Adam Savage and I visited his cool saw him, and he has a cool collection of amazing things.
Okay.
That he's made and collected over the years. So I made time for that, and then I did this. So that's a good day.
No, you
a
did
really
well.
good
You
day.
I
did
would have
well
left
for an
last
extra
night.
day.
It's a good
Exactly.
day. The day's getting worse now that you're here, but it started out really strong, and now it's okay.
Look,
The day's okay.
Colin, every mountain has another side.
Yep,
Right.
that's
You
right.
start
Yeah.
out.
There you go.
When you go,
Yeah, once
you
you're
hit a
at the
peak,
summit,
and eventually you got to go back down.
At Comic-Con this year, go to
K2.
Eric Castro's bar, Polite Provisions. We're gonna do a meet and greet there.
Are you gonna do a meet and greet
Yeah,
there?
yeah, so you should come
Yeah,
out for that.
polite
for sure.
is I think the best bar I've ever just
Where is it?
ever.
Where
it's
is it?
It's at 30th and Adams in San Diego.
Oh, so
It's not in
downtown.
Gaslamp. No, it's a ride.
Oh, that's nice.
and that's how you know. That's how you
know.
know it's awesome because that place is always packed out, and you have
And
to
it's
like
not-
you have to
it's
like
downtown.
deliberately try to go there. You
Yeah.
know, it's not like a place
Yeah.
you would just pass by and
Okay.
downtown or whatever.
I'm always
Oh, that
down there
place is
5
fucking
days.
awesome.
It's awful. I mean, it's great and then awful and great and then awful and great and awful. I take like a disco nap between 6:30 and
Disco nap?
Yeah, I go to bed at 6:30 p.m. and wake up at 8 so I can go dancing until 3.
Oh, I like that.
And it
That's a
actually
genius.
works,
I've
guys.
been
You know
living
how to
my
live,
life that
Felicia.
way.
You know how to
the
live.
entire time. I just didn't know.
I've had a lot of years to get like my con schedule down, and especially Comic-Con.
What is your Comic-Con schedule like? When you get, are you just busy stacked the
No,
whole
it's
day?
ridiculous. Well, we have an event site that we have open all the time, and now this year with Legendary, I mean, hopefully it'll just be the same or bigger. But we always have our event site open for panels and board games.
Okay.
And my idea when I started Geeky Thunder was to have like a community gathering thing. So at Comic-Con, like the best parties you can't get in unless you're on
Sure.
a list. And I thought that was kind of
Like an
bullshit.
EW party.
Exactly, you have to be on the
Every year.
stupid list.
Every
Gotta
year.
sneak
It's
in.
the
You try to
worst,
sneak into
right?
that thing.
And it's just like, hey, I gotta pose like a Hollywood lady. But I wanted an open party so
That's what we're
everybody could
doing
come.
wrong. I'm
Yeah,
not
do
posing
you pose like a lady?
I was posing
Like
like a
this?
man, but I guess
Yeah.
like a Superman.
So
No,
we
Superman
have
from now on this.
Sorry.
yeah this so we have our parties open to the public. So and we always get the best DJ who does like Sailor Moon remixes, and he plays
Okay.
like something for the 80s.
You just won me over.
He's
I'll be there.
Amazing. You have to come.
Good.
Yes, you have to come. There's no list, but anyway. So that's what I do. I'm at my event site, and then I go
Right.
do press stuff, and then I go to other people's things and do interviews and do like 2 or 3 panels, and it's kind of insane.
That's awesome.
So then the only way I can have a fun time is to take a disco nap and sleep, but instead of eating. basically.
That's the
I
trade-off.
don't know if I could do that.
That's the trade-off.
You're such a Hollywood actress. That's exactly what I
It's
want to
okay,
be.
I like-
I want that.
It's a good look.
It's funny because like this is gonna be a whole new world for us.
Yeah,
going
what are you
to
gonna
conventions.
do? What are you gonna
Because
do?
we
We're
don't
going
have
to
to
everything
go-
as usual, like still doing panels everywhere. That was the thing, is like we've been juggling the 2 jobs for so long that it was a mix of, all right, I'm covering this for IGN, like at Comic-Con, I do the live show and I host live show, and then I would go do panels and host panels. So now I'll probably get freelance to do a live show for someone else, I imagine,
yeah.
and then do panels.
Will you do something for you guys?
Oh yeah, we'll be
Yeah, we're
doing
gonna be
stuff.
doing.
We're
We're
still
probably
trying to do
gonna
panels.
bring all our stuff down and try to do the show with a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And probably, yeah, I mean, like, we have a panel, for instance, at PAX East, which is fun, and, like, I think it's just going to be a different world for us, especially, Greg's kind of already gotten into the world where he didn't have to really stress out the entire time. He was
Or
at,
work
like,
hard.
something like E3. Yeah, well, I actually I told Greg at E3 this past year, because I was on the live show with him for IGN for a really long time, and I'm like, this shit is hard, you know? Like...
Yeah, for
like,
a long time, Colin's like, you don't even know anymore what it's like, man. I write
I
all
mean,
day
you,
FC
you
games,
still don't
man.
know what it was like. Like writing at E3 is way harder than what you were doing. But
I wrote
but-
at E3
but-
for 5 years.
I know that. But what I was saying was that you weren't in that world anymore. In terms of the hierarchy of difficulty and wanting to kill yourself at E3,
Yeah, I
it
never wanted to
starts
kill
at
myself.
writing, and then underneath was what you were doing. But certainly it wasn't what we were
Actually,
doing.
I think it
But-
starts at off-screen footage.
Yeah,
You have to
off-
shoot a
You guys
screen.
will never know what
That's
it's like
hell.
to haul around a camera shooting
I don't-
off-screen footage.
That I don't really feel bad about because I like my days at E3, and that's why I used to explain to people when they'd be like, I've been to a ton of E3s, and they were like, oh, you don't like E3? I'm like, E3 is the worst week of my life. I fucking
Oh, it's
hate
terrible.
it. You know? And I'm like, why? I'm like, I'm literally working like 18 hours a day for 4 days. Like, literally.
Yeah, that's my Comic-Con, except then I go to Dragon Con because I try to go every year there, and that's the one I'm like, oh, this is my party.
Right.
Like, this is just a byproduct of me,
Yeah.
you know, the thing I have to do for them to fly
That's
me out and
VidCon
everything.
for us.
Yeah, it's so fun. So you guys are going to go all the cons
Oh,
with
we're
this?
just, yeah, we're still hanging in there.
Yeah, and it's going to be a
Mobile
totally different
Con.
world because
Yeah.
we're going to be
Yeah.
able to not we don't that's what I'm so excited about, to experience it with the 4 of us, in the sense that we don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like we can actually like we have like our panels and things that we want to do and people we want to meet, but there's not like a rigorous like I got to see this game and then I got to go
Right,
write about it.
right.
And I got to do this
Yeah.
video and blah blah blah. Like, oh, it's a whole nother world. So I'm interested to see E3 this year, like what that's like.
You guys can customize like whatever it's your interpretation versus like what you feel you have to do.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
kind of the fun
Exactly.
part of being a creator without, you know, a lot of rules over your head.
Yeah.
And then that way you're more unique and people know, oh, I'm going to go to them for this thing
Mm-hmm.
versus like, well, I can get that report on the new Nintendo, you know, anywhere.
Yeah, we're not news anymore, which is great. But now we interpret everything. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's cool.
But yeah, like I'll give Greg a lot of credit because I mean, you know, he and I have been doing
Finally.
on camera stuff for a long time
Poor
together. And
thing.
we did Podcast Beyond
I'm just an unsung hero.
for a long time. Where, yeah, Greg, you're really the unsung hero.
You have no appreciation,
Yeah, good call,
I can
Greg.
tell.
Good
I'm
call.
just the unsung hero.
Yeah, that's
Remember
what I
the
think.
statement.
Just out there cracking the stones.
I'm
doing
gonna
the
wear
thing.
you need that as a t-shirt, unsung hero, just like
Yeah, that's. I mean, when I think of Greg, that's the first thing I always think about is how unsung he is.
Yeah.
But no, I give him a lot of credit because I mean we've been doing video. We did Podcast Beyond for years together, and we've been doing video together for a long time. But I've never had to be the host or the guy that's always on. I'm usually the color guy. And then when we did that E3, what?
Oh, nothing.
your flavor. You're the flavor.
Flavor.
guy.
let's use
I
flavor.
think
Let's
you
go
see
with
the
flavor.
No, that's a term.
That's a
That's
color-
real
Is it color
term.
guy?
Not a thing.
Color guy
It's
is
a
a
color commentator. It's
Yeah.
totally.
Oh!
You guys are making this weird.
I don't know anything about sports.
Yeah,
Sing.
you guys are making this totally weird.
You're
What's
making
that?
it weird.
Wait, you're
He's-
trying to make it about race? Is that where
I
you're
just
driving
was like,
with it?
I know,
Me?
no,
No.
I don't know
We're not.
sports thing. I
Yeah.
gave him a look, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Is that weird?
All right,
col-
you bird shirts. We'll see. All right.
The color commentator in sports is the like so like on Monday Night Football, Mike Tirico is the Greg.
Don't know about it.
And John Gruden is the Colin.
Don't care
The guy
about
that
it.
like kind of.
Oh, you'd love John Gruden. John Gruden's cool.
Really?
Yeah, he's fun.
Why would I like him?
He has this real definitive way of talking. Nobody loves football as much as John Gruden. You don't care about football, but you'd love.
I like passion.
You'd love the
I
passion.
like passion.
Stole words from
So
him.
yeah, like I appreciate like being Greg's
looks like a
color guy
chubby
for a
dog.
while, and then now we kind of in E3 we kind of did it together. Or whatever, you were still hosting it with Damon. Or whatever. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, this shit really is exhausting. So I give you a lot of props. And now we're doing Colin and Greg live, where it's basically reverse Podcast Beyond, where I actually host it. And it's just about everything. It's like, man, this is tough.
Yeah.
So I give you a lot of credit. It's not as hard as writing for 12 hours a day, but it's.
So you got one prop.
It's hard.
You didn't get all
That's
the props.
fine. I can deal with one.
You got one sing.
Yeah.
I mean, Greg's unsung. Don't you know that Greg's unsung?
I got
Sung.
one. I got one note.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in my life.
It's not the whole refrain. It's just a whole.
Throwing a flag on that.
Yeah. I like how every time you throw, then 4 minutes later, Kev's got to crawl over there and get.
No,
it.
he's fine.
Awesome.
I'm not gonna.
We need to teach Portillo how to fetch that and bring it back to us.
It's probably too heavy.
One of my topics now that these guys they really didn't know what color being a color guy was or a color commentator is like we got to do color commentation for one of the color commentating for one of our topics in a future episode.
Okay.
Who's your favorite color
Wow,
commentator?
that's gonna be a deep cut for the people who don't
hell
even know
yeah.
what color commentating is.
Yeah.
I feel cut.
Ah.